Dirty Potters. How are you today? Ooh, I'm excited about this one. In today's episode, we're continuing the playlist of Season of the Mug Trade. For those of you who don't know, I like to break the YouTube channel up into seasons, as it were, and this season we're in Season of Mug Trade, where I just end up getting a couple pottery friends and trading them on camera, seeing what they make, seeing what I make, and seeing if I can expand myself as an artist. In today's episode, we're trading Jenny Weeb. Jenny Webb? Jenny Weeb? Weeb sounds more accurate. Jenny is actually an online gaming buddy of mine because we played Destiny together. Hey, don't get mad at me. I told you guys a long time ago on the channel, if you ever want to actually hang out with me and spend time with me as a person, you play this game, you add me onto the game, and I will play with you, because that's where like all my free time is spent, there in the gym, and that's pretty much it, alright? I don't want to hear your complaints. Jenny, how do you say your name?
Hey y'all, I am Jenny Webb from Jenny Webb Handmade, and I'm super excited to be doing this mug trade with Donte. I live in the mountains of western North Carolina near Asheville. I love it here. I have been here for about 22 years. I went to Western North Carolina University for my bachelor's degree. I don't have a master's degree because it's crazy town expensive and I don't plan on teaching. But I do love what I do. I am a potter full time, and I encourage anyone to quit their jobs immediately and go out and make pottery. Just kidding. Like, if you have the means to, don't just like, don't take my advice. I'm a terrible advice giver. I did something for Donte that I don't normally do, which is I made a hand-built mug. I usually throw on the wheel, which is much more comfortable for me, and hand building is a little terrifying, but it was actually really fun, and now I'm a little obsessed with hand building. I'd love for you to check out what I make and hopefully inspire you to be your best potter self. Check it out!
I've been using this playlist as kind of an opportunity to expand myself as an artist, put new stuff in the store, see if you like it enough to where you want more, and I can just put it on my website, earthnationceramics.com, or I can see if I like it enough to want to make it for my own artistic preferences. And in today's episode, we're going to try and make something a bit more organic. For a while, I wanted to give her one of these, which is my very first, food safe pit fireware, but it didn't sell too well on my website, so I think I might stop making them pretty soon. So I think today I'm gonna try and make something a little bit more organic for Jenny. So today we're gonna try and facet some stuff. Potter tip slash verification. I don't know what to call this. This isn't really like a learning episode, but I do feel like I should explain some stuff here. Some of you will probably notice that I'm using a lot more clay than usual to make a mug. A mug usually takes between 1.5 to 1 pounds of clay. It's not that big of a deal. But you'll probably notice that I'm using 3 pounds of clay here. The reason I'm using a large amount of clay is because I'm using a technique called faceting. Faceting is essentially where you're going to start cutting off bits of the clay body before it even goes into any of the leather phases. There is such a thing as faceting within the leather phases, but what I'm going to do today is I'm going to cut off some of this clay body to give it a more organic or natural looking shape while also spinning it at the same time. But in order to do that, I need a large amount of clay. So this is about 3 pounds of clay, and it's a fairly tall cylinder for what would be considered a normal sized mug. Just wanted to get that out of the way before one of you nerds is like, he's using so much clay, oh my god. Oh. It's very easy to facet with a wire tool, much like this, but there are tools that are specifically made for faceting in the ceramic art world. Most of them look kind of like this. But today, I'm going to be using what God gave me and use a wire tool. That's a lie. God didn't give this to me. I bought it at the store. Technically at this point, this is technically a faceted vessel. There's nothing more I have to do to this to make it faceted, but there is an expanded technique where you can start pushing the clay body out while having these type of facets, and it gives it even more of a twisted natural texture. We're gonna be trying to do that in a couple of vessels just to see which one comes out a little bit better. No, this is what happens sometimes when you overstress the clay body. Can I fix it? Can I give it the old Bob the Builder? Can we fix it? I don't know, maybe. We're gonna try. We are going to try. Usually I would chuck something like this and reconstitute the clay and just call it a day and be like, oh, we'll try again later. But I kind of like this shape. Plus we're gonna do 2 or 3 more just to make sure there's some assurance that we're getting the best piece for Jenny that we can. So I'm gonna keep this one, and we're just gonna pretend later in the episode when I show you it fully glazed that it didn't happen. We're gonna try the same technique on this one, but instead of one long facet all the way from the top to the bottom of the body, we're gonna try multi-faceting. So we're just gonna do like one here, one here, one here, kind of making it look like a jagged rock. I think it'll make it look a bit more organic. My lord, this mug is way too big, guys. Why are you letting me make mugs this big is the question. Why are you like, yeah, make them big? You are always like, I make them bigger, and then you leave like that much drink at the bottom of them. For this one, we're gonna put nice little rivets in there and see how it goes along with the cuts I'm gonna make in the clay body. Hopefully, it gives it enough texture to look a bit more randomized than the normal patterns we've been getting so far. Oh yeah, I easily like this one the most. This one is, I'm gonna replicate this. I'm gonna do one more of this exact same thing. Look at that, it has some nice texture here. There's nice rivets right here. There's some good lines, some good horizontal lines right here. The mouth is really clean. It's the perfect size because it's gonna shrink. Ooh, I love this. Okay, we're gonna make one more of these because I think I'm really settled on this. Please don't break it, oh, oh, as you carry it to the wooden board, oh, oh. A little sidebar here, a lot of you are probably wondering how I'm making these little horizontal lines in my work. You'll notice that my rib is not a normal rib. A normal rib looks kind of like this. It's rounded on both edges. I've taken a blade to one of my sides because I can very easily reach underneath something kind of like this if I ever want to clean something up. You see this little skirt right here? I don't have to deal with this skirt as often as many people do because this little blade part of my rib goes right underneath the skirt, which allows it to be cleaned up much easier without the use of a wooden rib, right? So I just got all that clay off very easily. On top of that, it's super easy to make lines either pointing this way or this way. Sometimes I make them straight, which is what we're doing today. But if I put it like this, the other angle will go this way. If I put it like this, the angles will go this way. And it kind of catches glaze sometimes. So this is why I have my rib like this. I'm only saying this now in this episode and not making like its own personal episode about it because a lot of people have been asking me recently, like, what's up with your rib? Why is it modded like that? It's modded for specifically these two reasons. It's also extra easy to make lines in your pottery without the use of a whole nother tool that someone's gonna try and sell you one day and be like, oh yeah, this tool make lines in your pottery. Okay, thanks. Thanks for charging me 20 bucks for the utility of something I probably already had in my hand. That is a good one. That's exactly what I wanted right there. I kind of wish it was a little more ununiform. Like you can clearly see that someone did these rivets and these horizontal lines on purpose. But you know what? I really like this, so I'm gonna keep this one as well. Now we got 3 different pots that we can try and send off to Jenny. We're gonna let these dry and we're gonna trim them in just a little bit. Alright, so we got them all trimmed. We have 3 really nice, well, technically we have 2 really nice mugs here because the third one is so large that I decided to just make it into a little flower pot. And I kind of figured I might as well give her one of these as well. Just because, like, why not? She's a friend of mine. We play Destiny together. So I figured I'd give her one of these mugs and a flower pot. Flower pots are very easy to make. All you do is put like a couple of holes at the bottom and make sure it's a raised surface a little bit, and you're good to go. It's essentially a flower pot. By the way, side note, if you want flower pots on my website, earthnationceramics.com, I will start making them, but you gotta demand them if I'm gonna supply them. I'm not gonna try to make them, put them up there and nobody buy it. You want flower pots? You better ask for flower pots. All in all, I'm pretty happy with the design, to be honest with you. I really like this texture. I wish I would have made it a little bit lighter because these are kind of heavy, but my options were essentially use less clay and not get nice deep rivets like this, or trim the garbage out of it, and I didn't want to trim more clay because I really like the weight of it. Plus it'll get lighter when I put it in the kiln, and it'll shrink a little bit, so it'll probably turn out okay. I've also already made these huge chungus handles. Like, you can essentially fit my entire hand in this, so I assume her hand will be able to fit in this. I shouldn't call it chungus handle. I already get messages from teachers who are like, oh, I show your videos all the time in class, and you said this one thing the students thought was weird, and now they say it all the time. Guy, don't say, promise me you won't say chungus handle every time you make a big handle. Promise me. I don't know if I mentioned this in the video yet, but this clay body is actually a new clay body from Aardvark called Charcoal. I love this clay body. You will see why I'm mentioning this in a little bit after I fire it. Remember the color of this clay body. It looks nothing like this when it's done being fired. It's actually a very dark clay body that looks similar to this. I've been experimenting with it a lot. It's one of the reasons why I decided to put so much texture on this, is because darker clay bodies usually look a lot more organic and natural whenever they're fired without glaze in them. But I'm gonna see if I can put some glaze in here. We're gonna see if we can bisque this and see what we can get out of this clay body. But for now, we're gonna put these inside the bisque, and I want you to tell me which one you want me to send Jenny. I'm a little partial to this one because it has like a swirly top right there. As for this one, it's just kind of a straight top. I'm really, really partial to this one, but let me know which one you think we should send Jenny in the comments below. For now, don't forget to click all the YouTube buttons, and we will see the finished glazed product in the next video.
Thank you for your patronage.
For now, we gotta go because this episode's getting a little bit too long. That being said, I love your Dirty Potter faces. Click all the YouTube buttons so that YouTube stops hitting me in my sleep with 25 cents every 1,000 views. I'm getting paid slave wages.